A Navy SEAL hero, a Medal of Honor, and the final message that reached his family, moments after his funeral. Was it coincidence or something more? Michael Patrick Murphy was born on May 7, 1976, in Smithtown, New York. From a young age, he showed loyalty, kindness, and determination. Those who knew him described him as a protector of others, someone who naturally stood up for what was right. As he grew older, that sense of duty became a calling. After studying political science at Penn State, Michael chose the hardest path of all. He set his sights on becoming a U.S. Navy SEAL. The training was brutal, many who attempted it failed. But Michael persevered, pushing his body and mind through exhaustion, cold water, and endless drills. When he finally earned the SEAL Trident, he proved that he belonged to one of the most elite military forces in the world. Among his brothers, he was known as Murph, a leader respected for both his toughness and his heart. In June 2005, Michael and his SEAL team deployed to the mountains of Afghanistan during Operation Red Wings. Their mission was to find a dangerous Taliban commander. But fate intervened. A group of goat herders accidentally discovered their position. Michael, guided by his principles, decided to release them rather than take their lives. Hours later, his team was surrounded by more than 100 Taliban fighters. A brutal battle followed. The team was outnumbered, outgunned, and pinned down in rough terrain. With communication lines failing and lives at stake, Michael made a decision that would define his legacy. Leaving the safety of cover, he stepped into the open, fully exposed to enemy fire, so that he could call for reinforcements. He completed the call, giving his team a fighting chance, but the act cost him his life. Michael Murphy was killed on June 28, 2005, in one of the deadliest days for U.S. Special Forces. His courage would earn him the Medal of Honor, the nation's highest award for valor. Back home in New York, grief weighed heavily on his parents, Dan and Maureen Murphy. They buried their son with full military honors, the folded flag, the rifle salute, and the tears of a nation grateful for his sacrifice. After the funeral, they left the cemetery in silence, driving away in their car. That's when Maureen's phone buzzed. She looked at the screen. The words she saw made her gasp so sharply that her husband slammed on the brakes. The message said, "Mom, I'm home safe and sound." Mike. For years, Michael had made it a ritual to send that exact text after returning safely from missions. It was his way of letting his mother know she could finally breathe again, that her son was safe. But this time, the message arrived minutes after his burial. Technically, it may have been a delayed text, something stuck in the network from a previous deployment that only delivered much later. But for his grieving parents, it was no accident. It was a sign. To them, it was Michael's final reassurance, his way of saying that his last journey was complete, and that he had finally made it home. Today, Michael Murphy's legacy lives on. His name is honored through the USS Michael Murphy, a Navy destroyer that sails with his spirit. Every Memorial Day, thousands take on the Murph workout in his memory, pushing themselves in sweat and pain to honor the man who gave his life for others. But beyond the medals, the workouts, and the ships, lies something more powerful. A final message that comforted his parents and inspired countless others. In life, Michael Murphy showed extraordinary courage. And in death, he reminded us that love, sacrifice, and duty never fade away. Michael Patrick Murphy gave everything for his country. And perhaps the most powerful part of his story is not just how he died, but the message that will forever echo in his parents' hearts. Mom, I'm home safe and sound.